Hey guys, so in this video I want to talk about Crown Zenith, which has been my most recent pickup in terms of sealed investments when it comes to Pokemon. So a lot of people are still focused on Scarlet and Violet, and when I was thinking about my plan going into the end of the year and what I was going to try and pick up at Black Friday and around this time, I just thought Scarlet and Violet was kind of overpriced. I was looking back at Sword and Shield, and a lot of people have forgotten about Crown Zenith over the past 3 to 4 months. So earlier this year, just to give you guys a reminder, a lot of these cards did explode. Like the Giratina went from 70s up into about the 130s, 140s, so basically doubled overnight. And a lot of other cards followed suit. You had the Arceus V-Star pop off, the Mewtwo V-Star, tons of these cards. Also like the other, Dialga, Palkia, the other gold cards. The Leafeon took off a little bit, the Glaceon as well. But tons of depth in the set. Obviously, a lot of these cards have come back down to lower prices, but still much higher than what they were. So the Giratina is the top card in the set, and it's still sitting over $100. The Arceus V-Star and Mewtwo are both over 60 still. The Palkia and Dialga are sitting around 50, and then you drop off to the Evolutions, the Leafeon and Glaceon are in that 23 to 25 range. But then you have the dogs, and you have a lot of other cards. So tons of depth. Top 5 value is over $300, I think. 330, something like that. Top 10 values, 450-ish. But even outside the top 10, right? So if you took the Darkrai V-Star, this would be the 10th highest, most expensive card in the set. Outside of this, you still have the Entei V, you still have the Hisuian Zoroark V-Star, you have both Deoxys cards, you have the Zacian V, you have the Zamazenta, you have the Luminion, you have some awesome yellow border cards, you have the Pikachu Secret Rare. Everyone's a fan of this card, let's be honest. The Mew as well. This one's actually kind of exploded over the last 3 months, up 20%, almost 21%, kind of interesting. You have Alessia Sparkle, and then even on the second page, right, you still have a lot of cards that hold value. Hoopa V, that's almost $4. Friends and Sinnoh, almost $4. Another Pikachu card over 4. Radiant Charizard, Roxanne, this Samurott. Simisear, like tons and tons of cards, Regigigas. So Charizard V-Star even is, almost $6 still. So tons and tons of depth in Crown Zenith. People love opening this. It's one of the things I've been able to move locally when I've been trying to move a bit of product. So definitely a popular set that people want to open and will want to open in the future. And when I was looking for product, a lot of stuff was sold out, right? So if I go to Hobbiesville, Hobbiesville has been known for basically having some of the cheaper prices in Canada, not always the cheapest, but they're sold out of pretty much everything other than ETBs and 3-pack blisters. So, they do have ETBs in stock if you guys want some. 71 still in stock, $90 Canadian a piece. They have 3-pack blisters selling at $25, right? And they do have the premium collection selling for $90. $80 still on the shiny Zamazenta one, so maybe Black Friday pickup right there. And then they do have booster bundles at $50 right now, right? You could have bought these on the Pokemon Center for 32 Canadian a couple weeks ago. But my point is that every place I looked, like Canada Card World, Catch a Card, Kansan Games, tons of these places, they really don't have too much left other than ETBs, which are in that $90 Canadian range. Which would be what, like 60, 65 USD, something like that. So not a ton of stuff in stock. So I'm going to show you guys what I bought and what I'm planning to buy moving into Black Friday if I see deals. But before we get to that, 71.5% of you guys still aren't subscribed to the channel. And I know a lot of you guys are return viewers. I can look at my analytics. Tons of you guys are returning and watching these videos. So if you're getting some value out of this content, I'd really appreciate if you could subscribe. It means a lot. That's all I'm going to say. If you don't want to, that's perfectly fine as well. But getting into what to buy, right? So obviously, if you saw a good deal on Pokemon Center ETBs, I think that's a no-brainer. If you see a good deal on a sealed tin display, I think that's a no-brainer as well. But it's going to be fairly difficult to find decent prices on these. So what I've decided is to get more tins. And the reason to get more tins is because these are still in stock on the Pokemon Center for MSRP. $32.99 Canadian. After tax, you're paying $34.64 Canadian, so under $35 all in. Purchase limit of 10 of each of these, and to tell you guys that, or to show you that I'm actually doing this, I did actually, buy these the other day. I bought 10 of the Articuno ones, 10 of the Zapdos ones. Also picked up some Fusion Strike Build and Battle stadiums and kits. The max that you can get is 2 on each of these, so I figured I would just buy those at the same time, save on shipping. But yeah, I mean, buy the tins, I think, because at MSRP, it makes sense to buy these off the Pokemon Center right now. You guys in the States or other parts of the world, you may have access to cheaper pricing. in which case it doesn't make sense for you. But here in Canada, this is pretty much the cheapest you can find, so it makes sense to buy these. The premium collections, like I showed you on Hobbiesville, if they do run a 10% off sale during Black Friday, you're going to be able to buy the Zamazenta one cheaper. So it really wouldn't make sense yet to be buying these off of the Pokemon Center. But soon, like this stuff is going to be sold out soon. Most retailers in Canada aren't really carrying Crown Zenith anymore. It's really difficult to find it at MSRP anywhere. So maybe I'm a month or two ahead of the curve, maybe a little bit longer than that, but I'm fine with that, right? I'd rather be early than be late and be paying an arm and a leg if I want to go back and buy more Crown Zenith, which if you're buying ETBs at this point, you kind of are overpaying. At least in my opinion, $90 for Crown Zenith ETB might not be the best investment. But when you do look at this, the ETBs have done the best over the past year, up 50.13%. Contrast that with the booster bundles, which are only up 42.47. These obviously did get a restock and reprint, and they even showed up on the Pokemon Center website, which I imagine has contributed to this price coming down. I actually have a lot of these, and I am a huge fan of these if you can still find them in that 40 to 45 Canadian range. I think at $50, it makes sense, when you're paying price per pack just to get the tins at MSRP. So you should probably just be picking these up at that point. But if you can find them in that 40-45 range, it probably makes sense to do it, especially considering they take up less space. ETBs, again, if you want to overpay right now, I imagine based on how things are going that these ETBs are going to be well over $100 by the middle of next year, maybe even 120, something like that. And it's going to be very difficult to find them. So, you could definitely make a play there if you want, but I'm just buying more of the tins from the Pokemon Center at MSRP. I think that's the way to go. I'm not going to keep you guys any longer. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you are investing in Crown Zenith or you think it's too early, let me know your thoughts down below. Always appreciate hearing from you guys. With that said, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.